I wanted to quickly jump on here and do a part two for my Time is a Healer video. And I think what's important about social media is that it's really hard to encapsulate whole concepts in just a 10-minute video. And one thing that through my research, through my healing, and through my learning, one thing that I've realized is that time heals circumstances, but it doesn't heal attachment wounds. Now, attachment wounds are things that we learn from a very young age, especially when it comes to our childhoods. We learn how to give and receive love, what love means, how it should be received, and how it should be given to the other person. Now, with attachment wounds, they um, set themselves into your nervous system. So essentially, you have a chemical reaction every time you come across this particular type of giving or receiving love. Now, whether that clicks with you correctly or not, that's an individual thing. But if you know that you have unhealthy attachment wounds, and I first and foremost speak to myself for this, as a young woman who experienced her parents becoming divorced and being estranged from both parents, I have personally been through a journey of having to understand how to love, how to receive love, and what's the best, most healthiest way to do that. Now, this isn't going to be a lifelong journey for me. I don't expect to one day just show up perfect. But what I have realized is that my attachment wounds, they have remained fresh until I've done active work on changing those triggers and that behavior. And that active work is so painful. It is breaking down every sense of normality that you have in your life. It is breaking down what you thought the type of love you were giving was correct, or the type of love you were receiving was correct, when you realize it was actually damaging you in the long run, or how you respond to certain stimuli by certain people. Some people in those inner circles have the ability to really exacerbate our nervous system and really get us to a place where we're highly uncomfortable. We're feeling torn inside. It's a physical pain when you are realigning your nervous system and changing your attachment styles. Those wounds run so deep. Now, if I was to think of something more like physically metaphorical, your attachment wounds and your nervous system response is essentially like your bone marrow. It is so deeply ingrained and it has such a vital role to play in how the rest of your body functions. And as someone whose attachment wound is greatly or has been greatly grounded in abandonment, I would bend myself into different shapes to make sure that love actually manifests. So I've given it the chance that I should have given it. You right? I've done my due diligence. I've done all of that. So it's not because of me that any of this love will fail, when actually it takes two. And in any type of relationship, you both need to be equally invested in not only figuring out your flaws, but working with the other person to figure out theirs. And if both of you are not in that place at the same time, unfortunately, that divine connection cannot happen. So, what I would urge women to do is something I'm actively doing myself, even till now, is really take time to understand our attachment wounds. Why we feel certain things that we do. Why do we get triggered by certain things? What do we feel we deserve, and how has that been created by our environments growing up? So, yes, to summarize, time is a healer, but time doesn't heal attachment wounds. Active effort and work heals attachment wounds. And I know how painful it can be. So, the one thing I say to myself when I'm going through this and I physically feel like I don't have the capacity to handle it, I say to myself, now it's time to pick your pain. The pain of this unhealthy attachment, or the pain of doing the work, getting better, liberating, and being a better human being that can, inshallah, attract better and healthier in her future. So you want to get on this journey with me? Drop me a DM.